Yes, as Gabon became the latest, became the first country to bow out of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations for men. It is what it is. My name is Emmanuel Fashibe. Welcoming you to the program this morning as we continue to look at the Africa Cup of Nations ongoing in Morocco. Yes, over the weekend, the Super Eagles of Nigeria on Saturday head on to beat the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. At one person wrote before that game that one eagle must bow. And indeed, it was the eagle from Tunisia that bowed to the super one that is from Nigeria. Yes, Moses. Victor Osimhen scoring his first goal of the tournament. And then we have a captain Ndidi also getting his first goal. And then Demola Lookman, who won Man of the Match award. Yes, Tunisia came back. They thought they were going to be able to get something out of that game. But indeed, we head on to win 3-2. Yes, Morocco were head to a 1-1 draw by Mali. So we're looking at all of these and many more on the show this morning. CR7 say he will not retire until he scores 1,000 goals. Let's start from the fan side this morning on the program. As Nigerian defensive vulnerability is dominated post-match discussion despite the Super Eagles 3-2 victory over Tunisia, securing qualification for the round of 16 at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco on Saturday goes from Victor Osimhen, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ademola Lookman put Nigeria firmly in control. But a chaotic closing spell saw Tunisia score twice later on, exposing persistent issues at the back and sparkling widespread criticism from fans and analysts. Although Nigeria head on, the manner of the victory drew sharp criticism online. Some of the criticism, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have now failed to keep a clean sheet in 5 consecutive matches. They have also conceded in each of their last 4 AFCON matches. Support were far less forgiving in their assessment. Defense is the Achilles heel of the present Super Eagles. Achilles heel of the defense is the present Achilles heel of the present Super Eagles. Same reason they will be watching the World Cup at home. I can say emphatically that they can't win this AFCON. A gentle breeze of attack on that defense and they will crumble like a pack of cards. Yes, goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali was also a major focus of the reaction. Yes, the defense of the Super Eagles at some point became jittery and were considered 2 goals. But I can tell you that penalty Well, I'm not a referee, but from my own point of view, and looking at some analysis, that handball wasn't a penalty. The same incident happened between Chelsea and Aston Villa that same day, but that particular incident happened and it was not given. So I wonder where these referees in this year's AFCON, where they picked them from. Last AFCON was so superb by the referees, but this time around a lot of complaints. Starting with Coach Kenneth Rowe of Benin Republic, and other persons have complained about the officiating of this year's AFCON. Let's talk from the side of Coach Eric Shell. As Nigeria head coach Eric Sahoshans, after the Super Eagles survived a late Tunisian rally to grab a thrilling 3-2 victory in Fez on Saturday night, booking their place in the round of 16 at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The contest appeared firmly in Nigeria's control after they raced into a commanding 3-0 lead with standout contributions from Ademola Lookman, who supplied 2 assists and scored a superb left-footed strike in the 66th minute. Reflecting on the match, Coach Shell emphasized the intensity of his team displayed for the first 75 minutes. He said he was pleased with how the Eagles recovered the ball both high up the pitch and deep, allowing them to move quickly into attack while retaining possession for long spells. According to the coach, he said, "I am happy once again with the intensity we showed for 75 minutes. I am pleased on how we recovered the ball both very high up the pitch and very deep. We are able to move forward quickly but also keep possession for long period. We created a lot of chances and opportunities to score. In the second half up until the 75th minute, we deserved the victory." Chell acknowledged Tunisia's late surge, describing their energy as characteristics of the North Africans. He continued by saying, "We deserve it because we were a better team." After that, Tunisia played with the energy that characterized them. Their first goal came from a set piece and the second from a moment of play. Once again, we deserve to win, and I think we were the better team in every area of the game. Of course, it would be nice to finish a match without having to suffer so much. Victor Osimhen opened scoring for Nigeria with a powerful header just before halftime, converting Lookman's precise delivery, while Captain Wilfred doubled the advantage in the second half with another headed finish from a Lookman corner. Tunisia, however, refused to concede defeat. Mortsat Talbi's 75th minute header from Hannibal's Medbri's free kick rekindled their hopes, and a VAR awarded penalty 10 minutes later on, converted confidently by Ali Abdi, set up a nervy finish. Nigeria head on firm as Fajani's Sassi's stoppage time header drifted narrowly wide, ensuring Chelsea's side maintained top spot in Group C with 6 points. With the win, Nigeria has now qualified for the knockout stage and will face Uganda in their final group tomorrow. Meanwhile, at Ademola Lookman has hailed his partnership with Victor Osimhen after delivering a man-of-the-match performance to guide Nigeria to a dramatic 3-2 victory over Tunisia in Fez on Saturday, booking the Super Eagles' place in the round of 16 at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations for men. The 2024 African Player of the Year expressed satisfaction with Nigeria. Yes, the 2024 African Player of the Year expressed satisfaction with Nigerians' overall performance, emphasizing the importance of securing 3 points. He noted that the team will take the positives from the match and build on them as the tournament progresses. We are pleased with the performance today. 3 points on board. He said that is the most important thing. Speaking about his partnership with Victor Osimhen, Lookman highlighted their strong on-field understanding, explaining that he adapts his position to help the team wherever needed. Victor is a good striker and we have a good relationship. I'm making the most of that. Anywhere I can help the team, I do. Victor is a good striker and we have a good relationship. I make the most of that. I now play closer to goal, which gives me more chance to hurt the opponent, and I am happy with that. The win came after Nigeria appeared to be cruising with a commanding 3-0 victory, only for Tunisia to stage a late comeback that tested the Super Eagles' composure. Goals from Motsa Talbi and Ali Abdi reignited hope for the Carthage Eagles, but Nigeria head on to secure a vital victory. Lookman's influence was decisive. He created 2 goals in that game and scored 1 for himself, continuing his remarkable run at AFCON with 8 goals contribution, 5 goals and 3 assists. Across his last 9 tournament matches, Lookman has outperformed any other player over the last 2 editions. The first goal came just before halftime. The victory takes Nigeria to 6 points at the top of Group C, with their final group match against Uganda in Fez on Tuesday. Tunisia on 3 points travel to Rabat to face Tanzania. So let's see who is going to retain the top battle. The Super Eagles are already in the round of 16, along with Algeria and Egypt. Okay, let's go to the side of the Tunisian coach. Tunisia head coach Sami Trabelsi expressed a mixed frustration and pride after his side narrowly lost 3-2 to Nigeria in a dramatic Group C clash at the ongoing AFCON 2025 in Morocco on Saturday night. Speaking after the match in Fez, Trabelsi admitted the defeat was painful, particularly given how close the Carthage Eagles came to completing a remarkable comeback after falling 3 goals behind. Okay, we have Michael joining us this morning. Michael Abba, welcome to Citizen Sports.
Always a pleasure to be part of this program. Thank you very much.
All right, quickly, you witnessed the Super Eagles game on Saturday night. What is your take?
Yes, definitely. We made a very wrong decision in the second half, and that almost cost a team. And to be honest with you, even if we had a draw, I wouldn't have actually cried because for the first time, I believe we have finally found the mark. We have finally found the way. Our team has finally gelled. This has been what we have been looking for. Great team coordination, great combination. I mean, good sequence from the midfield to the attack. That has been lacking for years. Even the last after when we got to the finals, it was devoid of good structure. But this time around, we're able to get 3 goals. I mean, we're able to walk 3 goals. Very good goals from our world-class players, and that's means a lot to me. So the only mistake in this game was the substitution of Frank Onyeka. If Frank Onyeka wasn't substituted, I can assure you the Osai penalty box could happen to anybody. So I will not count that against him.
Okay. Michael, are you there? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, now, looking at the game in general, for the very first time, Nigeria were playing with a lot of confidence, boxing the Tunisians up front, and we were commanding. In fact, we detected the pace of that game. Now, one problem keep happening. I don't know if the coaches haven't noticed. Before we talk about the defense, let's talk about the goalkeeping position. This is not the Sterling Nwabali we saw in Ivory Coast. What could have been? What can we say is the problem now with Sterling Nwabali?
I think he's obviously out of form and he has been out of shape for quite some time. I wish they had shopped for a better goalkeeper for now. Even this World Cup that we did not qualify, I give 70-80% blame to Stanley Nwabali. His reflexes are poor. His hand-eye coordination poor. I mean, you saw him planted in one spot when that goal for Tunisia came in. I mean, even an average goalkeeper should be able to tackle that. That is why sometimes I wish you could watch the clips of David Raya of Arsenal. Look at what they call reflex. See the save he did against Brighton yesterday. That's the kind of save we expect from Stanley Nwabali. But he is completely far off his best. And if a player is not in form, why bringing him as first choice? Since we had Maduka Okoye, why didn't we just go for Maduka Okoye? If we fail to win this AFCON, take it from me, the reason is going to be Stanley Nwabali because he's so distracted. He can't even focus. You see him shouting and trying to control the players, but in his own part, he will not do his own part. I don't know what to do about that goalkeeper, but that is our weakest link now. And I can tell you that our opposition, our opponents are plotting seriously to take advantage of that loophole.
Okay. Now let's back to the defense. We have conceded goals in our last 5 games. We can't keep a clean sheet in the last 5 games. Now, we saw in the first game against Tanzania, and then our second game against Tunisia. Is it that the partnership of Shemilogo Ajayi and Kevin Bassey is not really working, or what are they lacking? What the two defenders? What are they lacking, and what are we lacking in that defense?
Yeah, first of all, it's the defense is not limited to the center halves. We still have a right back and a left back. We've been able to solve the left back issue by bringing in a certain Bruno Onyemaechi, and you saw stability. You saw what Zaidu couldn't give us. Bruno Onyemaechi gave us in the last game. Now for Semi Ajayi, is gradually picking up. Is gradually getting into his groove. If you watch his partnership in the second game with Calvin Bassey, it was a lot better than the first game. I think he's been able to watch clips and figure out this defense of the team. It needs a lot of chemistry. In the first game, we saw Osimhen and Ako clashing, and we saw Semi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey clashing. But in the second game, Osimhen and Ako Adams were able to figure out how to work it out, and it paid off. It paid off. But for he was able to improve from the earlier version we saw him in the first game. In the second match, we saw him and improved Semi Ajayi. Now, of course, we know that we missed Benjamin Fredericks a lot because he seems to coexist a lot better with Calvin Bassey. But I think as the tournament is growing, we can trust Semi Ajayi. I believe he will pick up, already has picked up, and no cause for alarm. The challenge is that goalkeeper.
Okay, now let's look at. We've seen the games. Match day 2 have been played so far in the Nations Cup, and we've seen a lot of happening. Gabon became the first country to bow out of the Nations Cup, but a lot of complaints have come from officiating. Let's take it from the Nigerian side. That penalty awarded to Tunisia against Nigeria, a lot of debate. The same incident happened in the game between Aston Villa and Chelsea that same Saturday. That same incident with Osayi Samuel, but the penalty was not awarded. Similar situation like that. Similar situation like that. But like I said, Genetra was the first person to complain about the officiating of this year's AFCON. I don't know if you share in that school of thought.
I definitely share in that school of thought, and from what I even realized, it's like no African referee was even invited for the FIFA World Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure if there's any African referee selected for it because we seem to be abusing the VAR. If you are being called to look at to take a second look, for goodness sake, it's for the purpose of accuracy. But nowadays in the AFCON, when the referee goes to watch the video, what he sees is different from what actually happened. So I must confess, this is the worst officiating I have seen in AFCON. I know we've had officiating issues in the past. I thought we started improving a little in the last AFCON, but it seems like the crop of referees selected for this AFCON are misfiring. I mean, they're very, very awkward decisions. I mean, the penalty awarded to Tunisia, for goodness sake. Osayi, it was a 50-50. Osayi and this guy, they were holding each other, shoving each other, jumping for the ball. And then his hand was loose. If you know the FIFA rules, it is only when there is no contact and the ball touches his hand, that's when it's a penalty. But he was still with the guy. They were fighting aerially mid-air, and then the awkward landing. It was never intentional. I thought that by now we should understand the principle of intentionality when awarding penalties. The same thing against South Africa. That penalty awarded against, I think, South Africa was also wrong. The one at Egypt, South Africa.
Yeah.
Very, very wrong. That was not a... So the referees are not getting it right. And I'm afraid because if they continue like this, the best team may end up not winning this AFCON.
Okay. Now, let's come back to Nigeria. We will be playing against Tunisia, against Uganda tomorrow. What are your expectations? What should Coach Sekwe share? What should he do? Change his lineup or stick with the guys that gave him victory?
I would advise Richel to reshuffle the lineup. You can try other players. We had a certain Tochi. Nadi has been doing well in training. You can try him. And then what about Bashiru? I mean, that guy is also a very good defensive midfielder. When he was taking out Frank Onyeka, I thought they should have brought in Bashiru, because you cannot remove a defensive midfielder and be bringing in attack when you know that Tunisia have a high press. So I expect him to try Bashiru. Bashiru should start. I mean, Tochukwu Naditu should start in this second game. And then maybe we can start a Paulo Nacho. I mean, there's no harm in trying our other players. Let them also build confidence, because the way a tournament is, it may get to a point where it is the player you never expect that gives you the victory. Look at Sunday in 2013. That was our joker. So we need to have a joker, because when you have teams like Algeria still in the game, you have Senegal still in the game. I mean, look at what Riyad Mahrez is doing. Look at Sadio Mane's team. Those guys are something else. So you don't expect to win an AFCON when you don't have a joker. You need to have something that other teams don't have. We have the best 11, no doubt. But we need miracle workers, game changers to come in. And how do we know if we can have such if we don't give them a chance? So I think we should start Apollo Noachu, and then we should start maybe Tochu, and then Bashiru in midfield. Then if we have, maybe we can also, in defense, we can also maybe allow Kavanaugh to rest and then bring in another defender. Let's see how it goes. There's no harm in trying. I believe the squad will still deliver at worst a draw. If push comes to shove, we'll bring in the big boys in the second half.
Okay, what's your prediction against the Cranes of Uganda?
Well, I'll go with 2-1.
Okay.
Because I believe that we should be able to win no matter what. 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. All right, Michael, this is where I'll let you go as we look forward to that game tomorrow. That is our third Group C game in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations.
As always, it's been yours truly, MC Magnet. We'll see you again tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Michael. All right, that is Michael. Indeed. We'll look at the Nigeria game tomorrow and also the AFCON in general. Yes, a lot of complaints have come from coaches and players. Yes, that this year's AFCON, the officiating has not really been fantastic as it ought to be. Yes, the last AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, the officiating was so superb that people started, even in Europe, we commended the officiating. But this time around, what is going on? The referees have to wake up. Yes, I know they cannot get everything right, but they must try to give us the best. Okay, let me quickly give you the results of game played yesterday in the Africa Cup of Nations. Okay, let me start from those games played on Saturday. Let me refresh your memory. Yes, on Saturday over the weekend, Uganda and Tanzania played out a 1-1 draw in Group C, while Nigeria defeated Tunisia 3-2, and in Group D, Benin Republic got their first win by beating Botswana 1-0. Senegal and DR Congo played out a 1-1 draw. Then Equatorial Guinea lost to Sudan by a lone goal, as Algeria also beat Burkina Faso by a lone goal. That is in Group E. And in Group F, we have Gabon 2, Mozambique 3, Ivory Coast 1, Cameroon 1. So both teams sharing the spoils. Okay, let's continue with football, but this time around we'll talk club football as we start with the Nigerian Premier Football League, where Academy Warriors technical advisor Kabiru Dogo has praised these players for their display in the 1-0 victory over Bayelsa United. Sadiq Mohammed's lone strike proved sufficient for Academy Warriors to secure the maximum points in Yenagoa. Dogo said the victory was a reward for players' hard work. Said, thank God, after our game against Enyimba FC, we went back to the drawing board to assess our mistakes and make necessary adjustments. The boys responded positively throughout the week, putting a lot of work during training sessions. A special appreciation goes to our wonderful fans for their prayers and support. They stood by us in sunshine and rain, and their energy continues to motivate the team. Academy Warriors moved out of the relegation zone following that win over Bayelsa United. So let's give you the games played over the weekend in the Nigerian Premier Football League. As Bendel Insurance defeated Kwara United by 2-0. That game was played at the Samuel Ogbomdia Stadium in Benin City to take all 3 points. Yes, Canopilas beat Nasarawa United 3-0. Their first game at the Sani Abacha Stadium. As they've been sent back home, Bayelsa United lost at home to El Kanami Warriors by a lone goal. Enyimba of Aba beat Shooting Stars of Ibadan 3-0. Kun Khalifa lost at home to Asina United by a lone goal. As Niger Tornadoes beat Barao FC 2-0. Fairs, Plateau United lost at the New Jos Township Stadium by a lone goal. As Rivers United defeated Enugu Rangers by a lone goal. Yes, Warriors and Wiki Tories played out a 2-2 draw in a 4-goal thriller as Ikorodu City beat their fellow Southern team. It's a Southwest derby. Ikorodu City, the Oga Boys, beating the Sky Blue Boys from Ikene. That is Remo Stars. 1-0 it ended in favor of Ikorodu City over Remo Stars. Okay, let's look at the table after match day 19. Rivers United remains at the top of the table with 37 points, as Abia Warriors are second with 33 points. Ikorodu City are third after that victory with 32 points. Nasarawa United now slip to the fourth position with 32 points. Niger Tornadoes are fifth with 29 points, as we have Enugu Rangers on the sixth position with 29 points. Shooting Stars of Ibadan are seventh with 29 points. Enyimba of Aba are eighth with 26 points. Bendel Insurance are ninth with 26 points. And Katsina United rounded up the top 10 with 26 points, staying on the 10th position. And at the bottom, we have Barao FC, Kano Pillars, Plateau United, and Kun Khalifa. Yes, Kun Khalifa has now replaced Kano Pillars who were 20th on the log. Let's go to Europe and start with the English Premier Football League, where Pep Guardiola believes Manchester City resurgence this season has been driven by a renewed mindset and restored energy, following a period last year when he felt something was missing around the club. Speaking ahead of City's New Year Day trip to Sunderland, Guardiola reflected on last season and rejected the idea that managers can instantly fix problems. He said that while he has enjoyed success throughout his career, he has never publicly criticized his club, even when performances dipped. Managers are not magicians. Sometimes you need time. Last season, something was in the fog in Manchester surrounding our trained magicians. Okay, let's give you EPL results for the weekend. Sunderland and Leeds United played out a 1-1 draw. Crystal Palace lost at Selhurst Park to their neighbours Tottenham Hotspur by a lone goal. It was all London affair in the English Premier Football League. Manchester City beat Nottingham Forest at City Ground 2-1. Arsenal defeated Brighton 2-1. Brentford and AFC Bournemouth ended 4-1 in favour of Brentford. Burnley and Everton played out a goalless draw. Liverpool defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-1 at Anfield. As Fulham also defeated another London team, West Ham United, by a lone goal. Chelsea lost at Stamford Bridge 2-1 to Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa winning their 11 straight matches. While Manchester United beat Newcastle by a lone goal. Also in the Italian Serie A, there were games over the weekend. Parma beat Fiorentina 1-0. Lecce and Como defeated Lecce 3-0 away. Cesc Fabregas is doing so well with Como 1907. Torino 1, Cagliari 2. Udinese 1, Lazio 1. Pisa lost to Juventus by 2-0. AC Milan defeated Hellas Verona 3-0 at San Siro as Napoli beat Cremonese away by 2-0. Bologna won Sassuolo won. Atalanta lost at the Giver Stadium in Bergamo to Inter Milan by a lone goal. Let's quickly talk about one man who continues to defy age. by putting up top performances. Every time he steps out there on the pitch, he normally gives his best. He lives football. He breathes football. He eats football. He sleeps with football. He's no other person than CR7. Portuguese football icons Cristiano Ronaldo has been awarded the Best Middle East Player at the 16th edition of the Global Soccer Awards held in Dubai on Sunday. The 40-year-old Al-Nassr forward edged out competitors including Karim Benzema, Riyad Mahrez, and Salem Al-Daswari in a fan-voted category that highlights top performance in the region's league. Renowned football journalist Fabrizio Romano announced the award on X on Sunday. CR7 wins Best Middle East Player Award at Globe Soccer 2025. This marks Ronaldo's second consecutive win in the category, following his 2024 triumph, underscoring his continued dominance in Saudi Pro League since joining Al-Nassr in 2023. Ronaldo's stellar 2025 campaign included scoring 40 goals since his February birthday, a remarkable feat for a player in his fifth decade. Yes, the Globe Soccer Awards, organized annually in Dubai since 2010, celebrate excellence across various facets of football, from players and coaches at clubs and agents. French giant PSG capping off an extraordinary year in which they won UEFA Champions League and Super Cup, Ligue 1 and Coupe de France, were named Best Men's Club, while individual awards went to Luis Enrique as the best coach, Vitinha Best Midfielder, Desire Duo Emerging Player of the Year, and Luis Campos Best Sporting Director. Kwasman Dembele won the Best Player, Best Men's Player. So let's continue talking about the CR7 as the Portuguese captain. He says he will not end his playing career until he scores 1,000 career goals. Yes, that is coming from CR7. The 40-year-old scored twice in Al-Nassr 3-0 win over Al Khaloud on Saturday to take his tally for club and country to 956 goals. So how many goals is remaining to make 1,000? If he has 56 goals, how many remaining? So you know the maths, do it yourself. He has 956 goals. So how many goals is remaining for him to make 1,000 career goals? The Al-Nassr forward. Okay, he joined Al-Nassr in 2022, then signed a new 2-year contract with the Saudi Arabia club last July that takes him beyond his 42nd birthday. Speaking after being named the Best Middle East Player at the Globe Soccer Award in Dubai yesterday, Ronaldo said, "It's hard to continue playing, but I am motivated. My passion is high and I want to continue. Doesn't matter where I play, whether in the Middle East or Europe, I always enjoy playing football and I want to keep going. You know what my goal is? I want to win trophies and I want to reach that number, 1,000 goals that you all know. I will reach the number for sure if no injuries." Indeed, Ronaldo, we want you to reach there. We want you to set that record. In an interview with Piers Morgan last month, Ronaldo said he planned to retire from football soon. I think I will be prepared. It will be tough, of course. I will probably cry. Ronaldo has scored 13 goals in 14 appearances this season for Al-Nassr, who are 4 points clear at the top of the Saudi Pro League table. Despite the striker's record of 112 goals in 125 appearances, Al-Nassr have only won one piece of silverware, the Arab Club Champions Cup in 2023 since his arrival. Ronaldo holds the record for most goals for Portugal, 143, and Real Madrid 450, and is the only player to have scored 100 plus goals for four clubs: Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, and Al Nassr. The striker said in November that the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico will be his last international tournament. He captained Portugal as they won Euro 2016 in France, the nation's first international men's trophy. It was an incredible night. Let's continue now and come back to the Super Eagles, where the Director General and the Chief Executive Officer of the National Institute for Sport, NIS, His Excellency Comrade Philip Shaibu, has congratulated Super Eagles of Nigeria on their swift qualification to the round of 16 of the ongoing 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. He applauded the players' patriotism, commitment, and doggedness in their win over the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia on Saturday to ensure that Nigeria secures her ticket in the knockout phase of the competition with a game to spare. According to the DG, he said, "I must salute the fighting spirit of the Super Eagles. They have clearly put the 2026 World Cup miss behind. Winning these two straight games evidently showcase that. I also congratulate the NFF leadership for their commitment towards the players and the technical crew. Let me also congratulate the new captain of the Super Eagles, Ndidi, for his first goal as a captain of the team. It's a pointer of good things to come." The DG further charged the Eagles to be focused and also commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his strong support for sports development in Nigeria. The job is not complete yet. The target is to win the 4th continental title. Like we all know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is interested in what is going on in the sports sector of the country, and that he has proven by releasing funds to the sports industry, particularly football. We equally recall how he rewarded the triumphant Super Falcons and the D-Tigress of Nigeria, the D-Tigresses. This gesture are a strong message to our sportsmen and women across the board. Across board, Philip Shaibu also declared the support of the management and staff of the NIS for the Super Eagles, noting that the institute will continue in its core mandate to groom excellent coaches who would in turn produce excellent players and athletes for excellent performances in various competitions in the future. Before we go away from the show, let's quickly give you the fixtures of games that will be played today in Africa Cup of Nations and other fixtures in Europe. Okay, let's start with the African Cup of Nations. For today, we'll have Comoros and Mali squaring up in Group A. Yes, that is the third game in that group, while Zambia face Morocco. So match day 3 starts today in Group A of the African Cup of Nations. Then Group B will also follow. Angola will face Egypt. Egypt have already qualified, while Zimbabwe will play South Africa. So those games, the first games will be in Group B, where Egypt will play Egypt against Angola, Zimbabwe, South Africa. Those games are beat for 5 p.m. Nigerian time, while Comoros face Mali by 8 p.m. and Zambia 2012 winners will take on Morocco. So in Group A is a bit dicey. Morocco has to win if they are to qualify, because already they have 4 points. Mali themselves, they have to beat Comoros. They will have one game in the Italian Serie A as AS Roma will face Genoa. Alright, this is where the cookies crumble on this show this morning. The show will make a return tomorrow, where we'll also look at the Super Eagles. Preparation for the Cranes of Uganda. So catch you at the other side and have yourself a lovely day. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for listening.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with priority given to development programming to enable residents share ideas and opinions, music and drama. At Citizen FM, we believe in progressive talk and solution-driven conversation. Our aim is to